Away from the floods, the Vodome, Gledi and Wuli traditional authorities in the Hohoi municipality have distanced themselves from activities of secessionists seeking independence of the Volta region from Ghana. The authorities labeled the act as treason and a dent on the image of the Volta region, which is known for peace and coherence. They communicated their readiness to cooperate with government and security agencies to deal with individuals perpetuating the secession agenda. Their comments follow the attacks on Aveime and Bato police stations and the blocking of major routes to the Volta region on Friday. And these secessionists also burnt a bus belonging to the State Transport Company terminal in Ho Tuesday.
Omankrado of Fudome Agbesia, Togbe Digrigi I addressed the media on behalf of the Fudome Paramount Chief, Togbe Gang Bedegbeleme Akpacha II.
I wish to reassure the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and the entire Ghanaian citizenry that no portion of Fudome traditional area will be allowed to be used for any subversive activities against the state. The people of Fudome traditional area and I will cooperate fully with the government and its security agencies in arresting such defiant for the peace and sanity to prevail in the Volta region, but in particular in Ghana at large.
The Paramount Chief of Gledi, Togbegan Homatekpo the assured of his area's commitment to supporting the government to combat the secessionists.
Hearing the unfortunate incidents for the first time in the early hours of Friday, 25th of September, and the subsequent and most recent event of arson at the SCC bus terminal in Ho made us feel very uncomfortable and unsafe in the hands of a rebelled and terrorist group, despite the distance from which they operated. Gledi, as a traditional area in the Kokwe municipality of the Volta region, would like to reaffirm our call of being part and will forever remain part of the sovereign state of Ghana. We further solemnly pledge our commitment and loyalty to the government of Ghana, our preparedness to combat the illogical and absurd attacks of the so-called secessionist group.
The warlord of the traditional area, Togbe Sonyi III, urged the government to swiftly deal with the secessionists.
It is our hope that the authorities will take the appropriate step to deal with those involved in this criminal act in order to safeguard the peace and unity of our beloved country, Ghana. The Vli traditional area wishes to reaffirm its support for the unity and sanctity of the sovereign state of Ghana. Accordingly, Vli, as a traditional area, wishes to send a strong word of caution to elements of this group that their activities will not be tolerated anywhere in the Vli traditional area.
Fred Kwame Asari, JoyNews.
The Volta Regional House of Chiefs is currently in a meeting with the regional minister, reps from the National Security and Defense Ministries, as well as the Chieftaincy Ministry, to deliberate on the current security situation in the Volta region following secessionist attacks. It's been exactly a week ago since a group of individuals caused some disturbances in parts of the region to demand separation from Ghana. Another meeting with the Volta caucus in Parliament will be held after this one. My colleague Emefa Apawu is there and joins us live with more. Hello, Emefa. We know that this meeting is being held in camera, but what really is the agenda?
Okay, so Benis, like you know, the situation that we've observed or seen happened to us exactly a week ago, and that's the reason why the Volta Regional House of Chiefs is currently meeting the security chiefs, comprising the regional minister, Dr. Archibald Lecha. We also have joining them is the National Security Minister. We have representatives from the National Security Ministry also in that meeting. We are told the Chieftaincy Minister himself, Mr. Kofi Jamesi, is also there in that meeting, together with over 50 regional house of chiefs or chiefs representing various traditional areas in the country are also currently in that meeting. And you can hear some of the chiefs, even though the media has been asked to step out of that meeting, you can hear some of the chiefs raising their voices, concerns about the situation in the Volta region, which they say should not happen again, Benis. They are really of concern to them, and they are hoping that that situation will be resolved. But one interesting thing worth pointing out also is that, Benis, on our way here to the Volta region, you realize that security has been stepped up a notch higher. You will see heavy military presence, heavy police presence, especially at the spot that this incident occurred last week Friday. That's the Abutia Junction at Juapom, where exactly the ties were bent. Even though residents are tight-lipped, most of them raising fears about the security presence in the area, so they are unable to speak to us. But you realize that every vehicle that is entering the Volta region is checked thoroughly. Their boots inside the vehicle to ensure that nobody is going to pose any danger or threat to anybody while entering to the Volta region. You know, a number of security checkpoints have also been put up, which were not there earlier. Here at the Volta Regional House of Chiefs, also as we speak, if we can pan the camera, you see that there's heavy military presence, heavy police presence, and in some cases also you see the National Fire Service, the Immigration Service, all here to provide security. For obvious reasons, because of the number of people, the high-powered delegation that are here currently at the Volta Regional House of Chiefs for that security meeting to look for a way forward for the region. In that meeting also, we have the National President of the National House of Chiefs himself, Dr. Brehudo, who is himself also in that meeting. The acting regional House of Chiefs President is also here, Dr. Brehudo, in that meeting as well. We have Tobe Ajangapo, we have Tobe Sri, a number of the chiefs all here to find a way forward for the Volta region. There were two meetings that were scheduled for today, Dennis. The second one, which was supposed to be with the minority caucus in Parliament. At the last minute, we were told by their spokesperson that they've had to withdraw from that meeting because this issue has taken a national dimension. Because even though the government is saying that they have the situation under control and that it was not an intelligence failure, they insist that it was, because if they had picked up that information earlier, we wouldn't be in the situation that we are in, because we saw what happened on Monday. So that's where we are. They say that instead they want a national task force that is put together by their party, comprising the national chairman, Fuswampofu himself, the now former National Security Coordinator, Bebrolati, amongst others, to rather be in that meeting with the Regional House of Chiefs and then the National Security Ministers. So that's where we are. But Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, in an earlier interaction with us, tells us that the Regional Minister, Archibald Lecha, has agreed to that arrangement, and that they are hoping to hear from them on when next that meeting can happen, this time with their National Security Task Force.
Thank you very much. MFR Powell joining us from the Volta Regional House of Chiefs meeting with National Security Delegation and a delegation from the Defense and Chieftaincy Ministry as well. And they are discussing issues regarding attacks perpetrated by members of secessionist groups. We'll keep our eyes on this and bring you more updates on that meeting.